Welcome to this edition of Backstage Pass with Leah Chang. I'm your host, Leah Chang.
Obie Award-winning actor Billy Eugene Jones is currently starring as Gitlow Judson in the first Broadway revival of the American comedy Purlie Victorious, a non-Confederate romp through the cotton patch by the legendary Ossie Davis at the Music Box Theater in New York. Helm by Tony Award-winning director Kenny Leon, Purlie Victorious also stars Leslie Odom Jr., Kara Young, Vanessa Bell Calloway, Noah Pizik, Noah Robbins, J.O. Sanders, Heather Alicia Sims, and Bill Timoney. Purlie Victorious opened to rave reviews in September and has been extended through February 4th. Purlie Victorious, a non-Confederate romp through the cotton patch, is the rousing, laugh-filled comedy by Ossie Davis that tells the story of a black preacher's machinations to reclaim his inheritance and win back his church. The play premiered on Broadway in 1961 at the Court Theater, now the James Earl Jones Theater, directed by Howard Da Silva and starred Ossie Davis as Purlie Victorious Judson and his wife and frequent collaborator Ruby Dee as Ludibelle Gussie Mae Jenkins. Billy Eugene Jones first came to my attention in 2016 when he starred as Floyd Schoolboy Barton in Yale Rep's production of August Wilson's Seven Guitars, opposite Andre de Shields. The Broadway veteran has been part of the Broadway companies of A Soldier's Play, The Book of Mormon, A Raisin in the Sun, The Trip to Bountiful, The Big Knife, The Mountaintop, Passing Strange, Radio Golf, and Gem of the Ocean. In 2020, Billy was featured as Private James Wilkie in Roundabout's original Broadway production of A Soldier's Play at the American Airlines Theater when the theater world was shut down by the pandemic. In 2022, Billy appeared off-Broadway as Saul in Alicia Harris's On Sugarland at the New York Theater Workshop, as Rev and Pap in the Public Theater's production of James Imes' Pulitzer Prize-winning Fat Ham, a gay black Southern barbecued Hamlet, and as Jean in Manhattan Theater Club's production of Where the Mountain Meets the Sea at New York City Center Stage. In 2023, he returned to the American Airlines Theater with the Broadway production of Fat Ham, which garnered 5 Tony nominations, including Best Play. Billy's awards and nominations include a 2023 Obie Award for Sustained Achievement in Performance for Fat Ham and On Sugarland, a 2023 Special Citation Obie Award for Fat Ham, and a 2022 Drama Desk nomination for Outstanding Featured Actor in a Play for On Sugarland.
Today, I'm really excited to be sitting down with Billy Eugene Jones, who is currently starring as Gitlow in Purlie Victorious at the Music Box Theater, and it runs until February 4th.
And I couldn't imagine a better group of people to be having fun with.
Now, this is not the first time, your first experience with Purlie Victorious. You care to share?
I did Purlie Victorious. It was my first professional show in Dallas, Texas. Back in 18. But yeah, and I just thought it was sort of like life coming full circle. You know, starting with it and now in this day and time now, and not thinking that it would ever be actually done again. It's been 62 years.
Right.
And I just didn't think it would happen again in my lifetime, and here we are.
And how does it resonate for you now?
I've learned so much now, and at the time, I was young, and it was just a farce that we were doing, and we didn't really pay attention to the social impact and the concerns that it had when Ossie Davis wrote it. And so now, having lived through these recent years, is that it just hits home now in a way that I think people are seeing in a new light, and they're appreciating it for what it is. And it's a brilliant commentary on society, on us and our relationships with each other. It's just such a gorgeous play. Yeah, I've worked with Ken Leon. I've met him in 1995, and we did a basketball play called Ohio Tip-Off. And since that time, I've done many, many productions with him. And I never grow more than when I work with Kenny. I always tell people that Kenny believes my resume. And when I step in the room, he knows that what he's going to get from Billy Eugene. And so we kind of come together as brothers on that tip. And so I just really, every time I work with Kenny and then I go in to work with another director, I'm that much more present, that much more alive and confident in what I bring.
Right. Now, I first met you in 2016 when you're doing a production of Seven Guitars. Now, you graduated from Yale. What was it like to return to Yale to do Seven Guitars after having been out in the world?
Yeah, well, it was sort of like coming out in a way. That was actually my third show coming back to Yale. I had done Richard II in '07. I came out in '03, so I did Richard II in '07. I did Death of a Salesman with Charles Dutton in '09. And so coming back for a third time, it was like, oh, they like my work from where I graduated. At least they know, they like the product that they made. And so it was great, and coming back with Andre and somebody who has such a body of work and somebody who was of such high regard, and it was nice to be along for the ride and to see that my instructors, who were still there for the most part, to have them come and appreciate my work and how they had helped me to get there. Floyd Barton is a blues musician in the 1940s, and he goes up to Chicago, but then he's abandoned by the woman who he takes to Chicago, and he comes back home and he's trying to reconnect with the people who he left behind.
And it is the chords, it is the music, it is the dissonance of the blues represented by the one guitar that Floyd plays, and then the mythical guitar that each of the other 6 characters plays, that keeps us afloat.
At this particular time, an individual black man might face, violence or police brutality or harassment, job insecurity.
Even though none of us is related by blood, we have come together and we care about each other. We feed each other. We bicker, but we support each other and hold each other up. We're all doing.
Coming out of COVID, it was the first show I did out of COVID.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I was thinking during COVID, those 2 years, Leah, I just thought, if I ever get a chance to be back on stage again, I would never, ever waste it. Sometimes we do plays and then, you give your all for the most part, and sometimes sometimes there's some that you just kind of dismiss in a way, I feel. But this time I thought, coming out of COVID, I just thought to myself, I'll never waste another moment on stage. And so when I got, when I read on Sugarland, I knew that it was just the most beautiful piece of theater that I'd read in a long time, maybe ever. I don't want to say it because there's just a lot of other beautiful plays out there that I've read and seen and been a part of, but on Sugarland was so special. And I played Saul Greenwood, and he was a man who had been to the military, and he had this festering wound that would never heal. And it was a metaphor for his heart, for his soul, for his mind. He was just never going to heal. And it was about him trying to find his sense of purpose in the world. And I just put my all into it. And in the play, the pushback from the other characters in the play who are saying, man, you went to the war. None of that means anything here and where you are from,
right,
and to this community. And so that character was trying to find his sense of purpose again. And it was a beautiful, beautiful journey. And I just put my all into it. I was so thrilled to get back on the stage. It had been so long. I was doing a soldier's play at the American Airlines, and then COVID happened. And so I was actually on Broadway in a play,
wow,
and then COVID shut us down.
Wow.
And I remember thinking, oh, wow. Oh, it was just overnight. And for the next, 2 years,
yeah,
just kind of, because I wasn't doing a lot of film and TV, so all of my work up to this point, even today, it's just been mainly in the theater. And so without people being able to get in a room and see a play, I was sort of just shit out of luck. And coming back to it, Leah, I just felt I just missed it so much. And I just never wanted to waste another second. And so since I've been back, every play that I've done with on Sugarland, then I did Fat Ham, I did Where the Mountain Meets the Sea, and now I'm doing Purlie Victorious.
We held each other. She smelled better than she did in my dreams. The dreams I had of us in America, of us running a school together, building a home, raising a child, a son. In my dreams, always a son. One with her humor and intelligence, my pragmatism and strength. She smelled better than my dreams of us all together. She smelled of rose water, cocoa butter, baby powder. Years later, it is a scent I will occasionally get at the airport when I pick up a bag, a piece of luggage. I will wonder if it's hers. What happened to her? What we said when we held each other. If I told her I loved her, if she told me she loved me, or if we just left, walked silently. There are memories that happened, and the memories I wish happened. I never know which are better or which to let go.
Yeah, and coming back, I got an Obie for on Sugarland and for Fat Ham, and I just, I feel so very grateful now for the American theater and what I've been able to get from it. It just fills my soul, and to get a chance to do Purlie Victorious, and it's just the icing on the cake. And we've grown as a family, and being on stage, even the understudies, because I think today we had Willa Bost on stage, and even to have that kind of connection with the entire family makes it all that much more beautiful. A beautiful experience.
So Fat Ham was what you were in right before you joined the Purlie Victorious cast. I ran into you on the line at the Tony Awards. But I understand that you're going to the Geffen with it.
We're going to the Geffen after the show every night when we go out and people are waiting. So many Fat Ham fans out there, and they'll say, "Hi, we saw you in Fat Ham, we really loved it." And when I say, "Well, we're doing it at the Geffen in February, March, and April, I think," and they just get so much more. And, we had a different kind of audience for Fat Ham. It was much more young, just across the board. It was just white, black, short, tall, and it's a queer play, and so we had a lot of the LGBT community who came and found a sense of connection to Fat Ham than with any other thing they'd seen in a long time. And so it was just really thrilling wherever I go out and I see people out there waiting. It because I know what that play meant to them.
Sure.
To so many people. And although I was the the bad guy in it, I still know that what it meant for them to come and witness that play and to see a piece of it out there and come to see this play and to see that connection that, oh man, he was in Fat Ham, and I can't wait till I get out there and people are like, "I saw you in Fat Ham," and I'm thinking like, yeah, what about this play?
Do some bring their programs?
Yeah, posters. Yeah, they bring a lot of memorabilia to sign. I had dinner with Fat Ham cast last Friday, and I was telling them, I said, "Guys, I wish you knew that you could be outside when I step out there, and the Fat Ham fans who miss you guys, because we have such a family there too." And that's one of the things too coming out of COVID that I wanted to really focus on, was to not, you leave a play and sometimes you leave the cast behind, but that hasn't happened. The people who I've done coming out of COVID, I feel like my inner circle is just growing and growing more with the people and the people who I've met and worked with. behind the scenes, on the stage, everywhere. I just feel a deeper sense of connection since COVID and getting a chance to come back.
Now, something else that you mentioned was really how After on Sugarland has really changed the trajectory of your work life and how you're seen as an artist in New York. Did you want? Can you speak on that, or is it a little too ephemeral?
Not really. It's sort of the director of Fat Ham. We talked. I joked with him about it. I said, "Well, Saheem, you went from not even wanting me in the Merry Wives of Windsor to offering me Fat Ham." And he said, "Yeah." He said, "I saw you in on Sugarland," and he said, "You know, Billy, it only takes one thing sometimes in this city." And he talked about his own experience. He directed something for National Black Theater uptown with the James Imes who wrote Fat Ham, and he said we had such a great production of that play. He said it sort of turned my career into this where it is now. And he said that's what it takes. Sometimes it takes one thing, and that's what on Sugarland did for me. With the beautiful writing, Alicia Harris, and the beautiful directing from Whitney, you know.
And you won. Was it an Obie Award
I won an
for
Obie.
sustained achievement?
Sustained achievement for both of them on Sugarland and Fat Ham. I got an Obie for them both.
Was it your first Obie?
It was, yeah. I got a lot of friends who have Obies, so I called them and I just kind of told them. I said, yes, mine is for sustained achievement, you know. I always think about Martin Luther King when he said he went to Chicago, and he thought Chicago would be where he would not survive Chicago. And they asked him why. He said because he said in the South, he said he found the anger in Chicago just much more fierce than in the South even. He said because in the South we get a chance to we do work alongside white people in the South, he said. And I feel that in the theater, you can sit down next to somebody, and when you laugh and you find those those things that you have in common, how can you leave this play and not be changed and moved in some way when you can see the humanity that's being played on stage? How can you not see it and enjoy it and laugh and love it? And it's all about what Kenny said in the beginning. As long as you lead with love, and people will feel that love from you when they're sitting out there in the audience. And that's what I want people to know most of all, is that this play is done with such care and love and attention to love. And when you come, that's what you're gonna feel. And I could say that it's a great play, which it is, and I could say that it's a fantastic cast, which it is, but it's also full of love. And that's what I want the message to be. Every time I step on stage and we bow until we bow, I want people to know that we feel them. Yeah, we're very thankful for the fans and for all of the theater-going public that's given, they come here and they give us a chance. And
to be moved,
to be changed,
to be entertained,
to laugh,
to be in community.
Yes.
Well, that's why you need to come see Purlie Victorious.
Yeah, please do. It's all about love, and we would love to have you there.
Yay!
Oh, thank you.
What day is it?
I'm Allen Gilmore. I play
Ebenezer Scrooge, bah humbug.
What's Christmas time to you but a time for paying bills without money?
Scrooge is a very unhappy, sad, empty old miser.
But inside of that shell, he's a great guy, a soft guy, a vulnerable guy.
He's haunted, and three spirits that take him through the past, present, and the future. So he finds the child he was, and he's reborn.
And that's the journey that brings everybody in to see A Christmas Carol.
That it will melt even your cold constitution.
And I think there's something about the way that Michael Wilson has adapted this. Brings an element of magical realism.
The special effects and the spectacle, I think it's a beautiful marriage.
And then also on top of that, it's just fun to have glitter falling from the sky and dancing and fog and smoke, and it's joyful.
A Christmas Carol is intended to show how much joy we all can have if we allow ourselves to come together and to be a part of a community and play our role in that community.
I have always thought of Christmas time when it has come around as a good time.
This production really is a Hartford staple audiences are familiar with and are excited to see.
To have a production that's been playing robustly for 23 years is just extraordinary. And I'm so grateful to the Hartford community, the Hartford Stage, that we are able to tell it.
To me, it's very interesting that Dickens wrote this very touching, moving tale as a ghost story. I love that, and I hope that people can walk out of the theater really kind of cherishing and feeling that warmth of their own humanity.
It's not your grandmother's Christmas Carol, but your grandmother will love it.
Hartford Stage is presenting A Christmas Carol, a ghost story of Christmas through December 24th. The holiday classic returns after a 3-year hiatus with original director Michael Wilson, who also adapted the play from Charles Dickens' novel At the Helm. Allen Gilmore leads the production as Ebenezer Scrooge. Noble Shropshire plays Mrs. Dilber and Jacob Marley. And Tony Award nominee John-Andrew Morrison plays Bert and the Spirit of Christmas Present. The cast also features Erik Bloomquist, Vanessa R Butler, Robert Hannon Davis, Ryan Garbayo, Rebecka Jones, Sarah Killough, Hero Marguerite, Mauricio Miranda, and Stuart Rider, in addition to a company of youth actors from the Greater Hartford region.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas, Mr. Scrooge! As the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joy all holy, angels rise, glorious triumph, cosmos flies.
Thank you for joining me for this edition of Backstage Pass with Leah Chang. Until next time.